Good morning. Welcome back to another episode of Blue Jay Acres. It is Sunday morning here, at least at the time of recording this video, and we've got a very busy day today. Most of my day yesterday was spent trying to get the cows moved, and I did get them into a new paddock and got everything all connected out there, so they're in good shape. But there are a couple things that have to happen today as follow-up that I need to work on. First and foremost, sometime this morning, and I'm not certain exactly when, I'm waiting on a call, my hay guy is going to come by and bring me 8 rounds of hay. Now this is not going to be his really good stuff. He's already kind of given me a heads up. It's going to have weeds and some other stuff in it, but you know, it is what he had available on hand. And you know, it's going to do fine for what we need. It has just been so dry, nothing really seems to want to grow. The grass back where I put them is pretty much just, it's mostly weed, and a lot of that weed is dying off right now. So I want to make certain that I've got something available in the way of hay for the cows. They get to the point where they finish this off if it doesn't rain. And you know, I can stay hopeful, but it really doesn't look like there's anything anytime in the near future. Oh, got a little dark on you there. But it really doesn't look like there's anything coming in the near future. So, hay, number one. It is 8 rounds that I'm getting today, and I don't really have a place to put 8 rounds. So I think what I need to do is make a barn modification that'll let me take the rounds and roll them into the back stall to kind of get them out of the way. And that will use up part of the space in the stall, but right now we don't need it for any of the animals, and it's going to be warm enough that I shouldn't need to put anybody in there for quite a while. So that is one thing I need to do. The other is I need to do some follow-up on the paddocks where I've had the cows the last 2 rotations. Now that follow-up is me going through and just cutting down the rest of the weeds, like the ironweed and stuff that, you know, they don't eat. I need to get it cut, and then I use a chain drag that I take through there and kind of break up all the cow manure and stuff so it doesn't like choke out grass growth, because that is one thing that I've noticed is if I don't break it up, it just sits there forever and nothing really grows, and then the cows just kind of eat around it. If I chain drag it, break everything up, it seems to obviously spread it better, and the grass seems to come back a little bit better and a little bit more evenly once I do that. So that's on the list of things to do, and it's dry enough that should really be a fairly easy thing to get accomplished. So where I got to start is getting into this barn and taking a look at the barn stall. It's probably going to be a matter of me taking an upright post out so I can open the width to the main door that goes to the stall. It's about 30 inches wide now, and these hay rounds are going to be, I'd say, at least 48 inches wide. So got a little bit of opening to do there. So I'm going to go take a look at that, and I'll be back in just a minute. So first things first, I got to get all of this cleaned out up in here, so you have room enough to get the hay rounds back in. And then in looking at it from, I know the lighting is awful right here and I apologize, but the door right here over to right the edge of where this bicycle is 48 inches, and that should give me enough room to get the round in. So I'll probably go just a little bit wider than that. That means taking a bike out, moving it, cleaning all this stuff up in here so I can get through. Of course, I've got all the construction stuff back there where I was doing work I got to get cleaned up. So just a lot of odds and ends that need to do, but honestly, I think I'm just going to take, there is a backer board on the back of this right here that I need to take off, and then I'll probably just take the Sawzall and cut it straight down and then knock it free right up here at the top, and just take that whole section out and disassemble it off the frame and not have to worry about putting it all back again. My plan would be to reuse this board over here at about the 4-foot width and leave this opening as kind of a 4-foot wide opening. So that way, if I do have cows and stuff back here again, it should work out pretty good. And I've got some decent boards to be able to make that happen. So I have this all cleared out, and I think the next step is I want to mark my 48 inches wide. So I just double checked to make sure the hay rounds are 48 inches wide. I know they're 5 foot in diameter, but that puts me right about here if I make it an opening, and of course a little bit wider if this door wasn't on there. So anyway, good news is I won't have to remove a bike, but when I go to relocate this support board, which doesn't support the loft, it just is the support for the wall, it will clear the bike. I just will probably have to move that hanger bracket. So I'm just going to take on this to get myself a relatively straight line, and I did 49 inches. So I got that marked. And I'm just going to take a straight edge . That will get me close enough. am going to have to take though and cut this board as well. So I need to figure out where on the back side this is going to fall and get myself a straight edge there as well. And that is exactly where I will end up cutting straight down. Well, I'm going to have to cut that from the back side too. Boards. Alright, I'm going to have to cut this from the back side too. Because these pushed outward as I was going, I didn't get a chance to catch this on the back side. And that's okay. I just need to go mark it. All right, so that is all separated. All I need to do now is just disconnect it up at the top, and then I can pull this whole beam out. So I can't swing it forward, which would be the easiest thing to do, because I hit the concrete down here at the bottom. So I really need to take and knock it free from the top. And of course my, oh, I do know where my small mallet is. Here down. Oh, dusty. All right, and voila. That should give me a 4-foot opening. Let me get a tape on it. All right, it did not want to fit, but it's all in there, and I am very glad that when we set this up, I only went for 8 rounds on this first run instead of 12. So there is no room left in the barn stall, and I have to tell you, I don't know if you can tell from the video or not, but that was a tight squeeze. They all made it through that door. Some of them took a little extra nudging, but they all made it. Let me show you what we got. First off, I got a lot of hay to clean up on my way back through there. I got to tell you folks, that was slippery, all this, all over the ground. I kept having to sweep it up. Ignore the bag of pine shavings. Literally, there is no room anywhere. I got just enough room to get into this brooder coop. Say hi to the little mini meatballs. Hi, mini meatballs. It's like close to 100 in there. And then room to get out here. I did throw all the bedding from in here in a pile where I had some bedding from the chicken coop, and that will be on my radar to come around probably with the pickup truck and pick all that up and take that back to the compost pile. But for now, it's not hurting anything to have it there, so it's going to stay where it is. My hay rounds are going to stay dry. Of course, I was tempted to leave them outside because I figured as soon as I did, we would actually get rain. And we need it. But with that, I think I am going to wrap it up because it is going on 6:30 and I still have animals, because it is going on 6:30. Actually, it's past 6:30 and I have animals to get fed and watered, and I need to sweep this barn up before somebody slips and hurts themselves. So I got some stuff to bring in yet that I took out, but overall I'd say that was a success. Could have used an extra couple of inches on the door frame to get them in and out, so I will need to keep that in mind when I actually put hinges on it. Either I'm going to need to open that up beyond 51 inches, maybe to like 53, and then put my gate on, or I'm just going to have to be really careful with how I mount the hinges, otherwise those bales are not coming back out, and they need to come out. So yeah, I think with that is going to do it for me for tonight. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you tuning in and watch us transform what we started off as a homestead and are really kind of growing more toward a farm. It is going to take a long time to get it where we want it to be, but we progress a little bit every day. Today was just about getting animals fed, but it all adds up in the end. It all matters. So with that, have a great day or night wherever you are, and I will see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.